As we record this, he got killed yesterday, and that was awful. Horrible, truly horrible. I feel so bad for, his family, man. And there right now, there's that temptation to blame what happened on the left.
Right.
I don't even really know what the left mean. Like, I don't know how many people that includes, right? But just like however someone interprets that, it's probably millions and millions of people. Okay. I don't know if that's like anyone who voted Democrat. I don't know if that's like people who are more on like the extreme end or whatever it is. But like, as far as I know, one person killed him. I don't know. We don't know the backstory. We don't know all of this other stuff. Right. But there's this temptation to collectivize it all. Yep. Right. And to blame and then, put it on all the politicians and all the media and anyone who supports them and so on. But that's the type of thing that perhaps, I don't know yet, I'm speculating, but that's perhaps the type of thinking that even led to what took place to begin with. You see what I mean? So like, it just keeps getting amped up and amped up and amped up. And it's just, it's balkanization. And ultimately, look, this country is called the United States of America. The first word is united. And people are going to have their differences. This is one of the most diverse countries in the world. It's massive geographically. You've got 50 different states, thousands of different cities, people from all over, different belief systems. There's always going to be clashes. There are going to be differences. There are going to be disagreements. But at a bare minimum, for the nation to hold together, people at least need to agree to be civil with each other. And I think that's part of why this assassination yesterday hit people so hard, even people who don't they don't have like a personal connection, but it's just like, wait, like in the USA, people are not meant to get murdered for talking, for sharing opinions, for having debates. Like that's what we all do this, right?
Civil discussion, yeah.
So, and not just in the US, but at a US university campus, if you can't freely discuss and debate ideas on a US university campus, like what hope is there for the rest of the world? That's very dark. Like this is someone who's going around, a peaceful man who's going around doing things the right way, whether you like or dislike or disagree with the politics, that doesn't even matter. Yeah. You're engaging the right way. You're using your voice. You're not using bullets. And then someone else is just like, I disagree with this person so much or they've made me so angry. I have such little control over my emotions that I'm going to, take someone's life over.
Two tweets you did yesterday after this horrible event. One of them, a lot of people are angry and upset right now, and rightfully so. I feel it personally. I urge you to not become as callous and soulless as your enemies during the process. And then after that, taking some time off social media so I don't lose faith in humanity. Please be smart and hold on to your loved ones. There are some demons among us. God bless.
Yeah.
Explain those.
Yeah. So the second one you said was the one I wrote last night, actually, because, these things happen. And the first thing was like I think like 2-3 minutes after Charlie was shot, I saw something about it online. Like it was very real time for me. So I was like, wait, is this even true?
Yeah.
Is this, and then it turned out he was. And then very quickly I saw the video. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I had, but then, you're just seeing you're seeing the positive, you're seeing the reactions of, the worry and, pray for him and pray for his family. And, did he make it? Did he not? So on and so forth. But then you also see I started, seeing the dark side of, there are people celebrating it and there are people saying like, oh, he deserved this, or like laughing about it or making jokes or whatever. And like, this isn't the first time I've seen this, I think, with any sort of high profile incident of this sort, whether just like when there was the Trump assassination attempt,
right,
you had people saying things like, oh, like people lamenting the fact that, he didn't get killed and that type of thing. And it's just so dark. Like when someone is even thinking that way, like they're in a really, really dark place, because we all have our differences. We have our opinions, we have our thoughts, our beliefs. But honestly, this is not a virtue signal, but like never in my life have I like heard of like an innocent person, not even like getting sick, getting hurt, dying. And like, I feel glee. Yeah. I feel glee, and then I go publicly and I'm sharing my glee. And like, that's demonic, man.
Yeah.
Like that's
Pure evil.
That's true. That's truly genuinely evil. I don't know how people do that. And then they're still walking around believing that like you're the good guy when you're you're celebrating something like that.
On that note, I'll comment.
Sure.
I wonder, because we'll see videos and picture, and it's like you see someone celebrating this poor father getting shot, and immediately you're like, what is wrong with you? And then you see 5 more of them, and then it's very easy to go, oh, those people
they
on the
all
left
think this way.
Yeah, that's why I logged off.
It's got to be because I don't
Toxic.
I don't personally know any, and we're in California. We're surrounded by liberals. I mean I don't know anybody who I'd go up to and say, hey, this Charlie Kirk, he got killed, and they'd say yay. They'd be like, oh my God. I didn't agree with him, but that's terrible. Yeah. So I wonder if it even represents a sizable minority. Probably not.
No, it doesn't.
People. But it makes you feel like
that's one of the things that can happen with social media. You can make 1% of the population look like 20%.
Yeah.
You can make 20% look like 70%. I always say, the best and worst thing about social media is that everyone has a voice. Everyone has a voice. Honestly, like it's kind of how I feel about democracy. Like, it's like it's this double-edged sword where it's like, great, we can hear from everyone and everyone can share their ideas and opinions, but
all crap.
But then you just realize like there are types of people who in the real world, like I never encounter them. Yeah. Or if I did, I certainly wouldn't have a conversation or a relationship with them. But then online, they're free to just put out whatever, like the most heinous, the most callous, the most stupid, the most nasty things. So you kind of discover this subset of the population where you're like, geez, like I don't even come across people like this in my day-to-day life. And then it's all, so that's the thing, it's as we talk about it, it's kind of answering the question, right? Because we all see, you just said, like you can see a few of those. And you can start to think, gosh, like how many people think this way? How many people agree with this? Is this like a huge chunk of my fellow citizens that I'm walking around day to day and they harbor this darkness in their hearts? And so it does exist. Like we're seeing that it does exist. But fortunately, thank God, it's rare in the same way that, people who want to go out and kill other people or rob other people or rape other people, it's rare. It does exist. And it's always existed, and it exists in every country, and it exists throughout history. But it's a small minority, and I don't know, man. I feel
my fear with this, because we've dealt with for a little while now a lot of the extreme left and feeling like they have a lot of control and power for a while. Yeah. Pendulum swinging the other direction. And I think a lot of people on the right are like, yay, here we are. And my warning to them is like the extreme right is either as dangerous or more dangerous. Yep. And here's why. Reactions to events from the extreme right can be covered in patriotism and nationalism, which has a lot more potential danger. There's a lot of power behind that because you can pass very tyrannical policies and laws under the guise of like safety, national safety, and this is what's good for us. And so, my fear is the reactions to these things. These things are terrible when they happen, but it's the reactions that I mean, I'm old enough to remember September 11th, watching it happen. Yep. And thankfully, I had some mentors at the time that were pointing things out to me, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, this is terrible. We got to be very careful what they pass." Yeah. Following, and we know what they passed afterwards, the Patriot Act. And
can you imagine what that would have been like in the social media age?
Oh, great question. That would have been way worse.
It would have been worse.
It would have been way worse.
Yeah, it would have been worse.
Meanwhile, we saw a lot of unity back then. Yeah. Like everybody kind of rallied together and got a bit more patriot-like, but
but that also led to passing some laws that were just like this massive surveillance
still got manipulated.
State that is
and war and equally people killed, just not our people. I think that's the problem. I mean, still terrible reaction.
Yeah.